Hey y'all. Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Ugh, you guys, this face, look at this. It's literally an yes. Hey Athena. These are all eczema marks that won't go away. Ugh. So I've been holding back on recording videos, and I know you guys don't care what I look like, but it would be nice if I could do my makeup and talk, but I'm trying to go maybe like a week without it. But then I start over. Like I put on my makeup and then the eczema flares back up. This one right here is really bad. But it is what it is. And tonight I'm drinking some wine. And yes, I am a little hood and I am drinking boxed wine. It's a cute little box though. So how are you guys? Hey Anissa, how are you guys? I haven't done a live. I looked back and I think the last live I did, I want to say it was with Earth, and that was like 5-6 months ago. It was so long ago. I should come back, hey Lynn, to doing my, hey DP, doing my Friday night lives because I actually enjoy these things. And so many things happen during the week that it's hard for me to like catch up. And hey, thank you, LH. And it's hard to tackle everything. Thanks, Reality. Make sure you guys like. Hey, Allie. You guys, it's been so long. Okay, so there's a couple things that I want to talk about because there's been a couple of things that have happened. First thing I want to talk about is this find size situation. So did you guys hear about hey Tanya, did you guys hear about the trans woman who faked her own kidnapping? Hey Ella, hey Anna, that was the weirdest thing. So somebody had tagged me in it, and I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to lie. When I first, because I saw the video, I saw the initial video of her being like, you guys, I'm in a closet and, you know, like I'm being held hostage or whatever it was that she said. And I, not going to lie, I kind of just scrolled by. Only because for some reason, like it didn't touch my spirit the way that it should have. And so then somebody tagged me in it and was like, hey, are you going to talk about this situation? And I think at this time people were talking about how it could have been fake or it was staged or something. So I didn't really dive too deep into it until I saw somebody say it's all been a lie. And it was confirmed that it was a lie. Like people were going to the police stations. It was a lot. And yes, I did watch her apology video, and that apology was nothing. That apology was, it was just a bunch of her saying, well, like, you know, I like I wasn't in danger like right then, but like I've been in danger before, so that's why I posted it. Like what? Hi Dion. That literally made no sense. How are you going to say that you weren't in immediate danger, but and then also say that you didn't lie? She was like, I didn't lie per se. No, very say. You did. You lied. Say you lied. There was nothing per about it. And she's like, I mean, I never really said the words kidnapped. You guys just, you know, assumed. Oh gosh. Yes. And her smirk the whole time, she was just like, you guys, like, if you know me, then like you would know that no, girl, because we don't know you. But we were worried, like the whole internet was so concerned, and I know it was triggering for some people. Hey, AWOL. Lynn, I don't know if the apology is still up, but she posted an apology. It was 37 minutes long. I definitely watched it on 2x speed. And it was just a lot of nothing. I did see some screenshots. Somebody had sent me some screenshots, and it was a text message from her sister. And her sister was saying that she's a liar. She's a liar. She's a fraud. She'll do anything to get money except work. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. And then all of these GoFundMes started popping up. It was like 5 GoFundMes, different GoFundMes for her. And this one raised, this last one raised like $50,000. 50,000 doll hairs. And and in her video, in her apology video, she was like, I've raised GoFundMes because of my dysmorphia, and I do it so that I can get my nails done and my hair done so I can feel pretty and feel like a woman, which is fine. But just say that. There are people more than willing to donate just as long as you're being honest. Because, and yes, it was heavily implied, Ella. It was heavily implied. And then when she said something about, oh, we cut it off. Okay, Vaughn, I feel like I feel like I know where you're gonna go with this. But what was I saying? I just feel like people are just like more than willing to give to trans people, especially trans people of color. Just be honest. Literally, that's all you have to do is just be honest. It wasn't that hard to raise the $50,000. Oh my gosh. See, look, in Texas, haven't had water and electricity since Sunday and still donated. And oh gosh. Are you getting your money back? Because I know people were talking about receiving their money. I think GoFundMe is going to give people their money back from what I heard, or from what I saw. That's what it sounded like to me. I remember what I was going to say. So she did tweet something that said, I'm safe. I'm safe. Forget about the whole situation. But it wasn't a forgettable situation. Like, imagine if it was real, and imagine if everybody had forgotten about it, and imagine the worst thing that would have happened. You can't take those things serious. I mean, you can't take these things lightly. You have to take them serious. And yes, I agree with you. Anelli, Anna-Lay. Yep, I can read. And it is going to give people reasons to be transphobic. And now when people donate, people are going to be like, is this a scam? Is this a scam? And you could really be saving the lives of somebody. I posted a GoFundMe, maybe like, I want to say it was twice. And it's a trans young woman who's near and dear to my heart. Her name is Sophia Jade. Like, I love that girl. And I posted hers because she was getting surgery. She was getting surgery to help her transition. And I want to say it was facial surgery. And I mean, that did not take off at all. But those, like, all of those donations that went to Psy could have went to somebody else who truly needed it. And I'm not saying that Psy doesn't need it, but she didn't need it at that time. She didn't need it at the time. And she doesn't understand the damage that she's done. And now, people, now it's just going to perpetuate like everybody's agenda about trans people. If they have a negative, agenda is already negative in itself. But now people are gonna be like, yeah, see, people are pretending to be trans just to get money, or, people are using their trans, using their, how they identify to get free money. And yes. Yep. And yes, I would have preferred it if she would have just been honest. People donate for literally the dumbest things. People will see a GoFundMe and be like, "Oh, sure, I'll donate. Why not?" That's just like the people who sit on the side of the road, people who are homeless, or like I've seen signs in Santa Cruz, and it'll be like people holding up a sign of like, "I'm poor and I'm just going to use this money to buy beer," and people will donate like, "Here you go. You want a beer? Here. Here's your money." Just as long as they are being honest, that whole situation was just oof. We're talking about Sai, the trans woman who pretended to be abducted and raised $50,000. Yeah. And when her sister sent those text messages, excuse me, and said, "This is my sister, this is her character. She'll do anything for money." Like that kind of sealed it for me. Yeah, CDP, like people asking for, donations to get some weed, like they're being honest. So yeah. Okay, Erica Badu. Working honest, but it pays the bills. I love that. Okay. So that's pretty much how I feel about the size situation. It's damaging to the trans community. So now Justin. So next topic. What else happened? Oh, okay. Trisha Paytas. Now, we are not fans of Trisha on this channel. Maybe you guys are, but we collectively are not. Trisha put out a video the other day, and it was actually the one time that I felt sympathy for her. And I know a lot of people did not. I know people, hey, Atomic, people, okay. I know people did not watch her video because people don't want to give Trisha the views. So I, being the commentary channel that I am, I watched the video. And the video was really, really sad. And it explains a lot. Now, it doesn't excuse anything, but it definitely explains a lot. Like you put the pieces together and you're like, oh, this is why Trisha is the way she is. But basically, she was talking about how she is the way that she is because at, I think it was the age, trigger warning, we are going to be talking about sexual assault. So Trisha mentioned how when she was maybe like 5 or 6 years old, she was assaulted and nobody believed her. And then she just became this sexual being. And that's what got her the attention that she felt that she wanted or needed. And so she realized that her being this, this blonde bombshell with like big boobs and, it's going to get her the attention, and she's just a sexual being, which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with being sexual, but it stems from the trauma from when she was a little girl. And that's sad. Now, while it explains a lot, it doesn't excuse anything. Trisha is 32 years old. And at what point do you go, you know what? I need to take, I need to deal with this trauma. At what point do you say that? Because you can't just put your bad behavior on something that happened when you were a child, because now you're an adult. You are now an adult and you can work through that trauma. You have the means. She has money to go to therapy. And so it's frustrating that she just attacks marginalized group after marginalized group after marginalized group. But she did say she hasn't been racist since then, since she said the N-word and since she's done the black. Oh, hush it. Sorry, Siri be all up in my business. Um, she did say that. Oh, is it buffering? Oh no. Um, she did say that she hasn't. Thank you, Kayla. I'm having a really bad eczema breakout right now. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Um, she hasn't said the N-word or done blackface since then, but she also has not changed her behavior. After, after she said the N-word, she just became a troll to any other marginalized group that she could. The DID community, the trans community. So while she's right, she hasn't said those words, at least in public that we know of. She hasn't said those words since then. But like, baby girl, where's the changed behavior? Yeah, maybe you apologize, but you still have not changed. And then on top of that, she's still friends with Shane and Jeffrey. So no, you haven't said the N-word since then, but you're hanging out with people who are actively racist, who are actively harming the Black community. So no, like just no. And I do believe Trisha when she says that she identifies as non-binary. Now that is something that I can get behind. I can believe that. But for her to be like, I'm trans, or for her to say, I have DID, like, no, baby girl. Like, and then to fake it, that is what killed me when she was doing her DID stunt. You can't. Like, it's more to being trans than just putting on a hat and baggy clothes and stuffing your hair in your hat and being like, I'm a boy. What? Like, girl, that's not what it is. And yes, Dion, she did. She said, oh, I didn't have the right vocabulary. If you would go get help, if you would go to therapy, then maybe you would know the right vocabulary. And Thomas, here's the thing. Hi, Nathan. And here's the thing, Thomas. She claims she has border personality disorder, but she's never been diagnosed because she won't go get help. And AR says, Trisha's not going to deal with her trauma until using it as an excuse is no longer able to be monetized. And unfortunately, because she is a white woman, that's never going to happen. She will forever be able to profit off of this. I mean, she's done some of the most terrible things and she's still thriving. She's still rich. And then I did watch her little podcast with Gabby. Now, here's the thing. I have feelings about Gabby. And my feelings are a little mixed. I don't hate the girl. Like, I don't hate Gabby. But one of my first videos that I ever watched of Gabby Hanna was probably, oh gosh, it was maybe in like 20, you guys know I'm terrible with years. So 2016, I don't know. I'm making it up. But she did a video. It was when Black Lives Matter kind of first started. And she made a video. She was one of the only white creators to talk about Black Lives Matter. And the video was amazing. I mean, at the time I thought it was. I don't know if I go back and I watch it, I don't know if I will have to, I don't know if I would have the same feelings, but at the time, she was one of the only white creators talking about Black Lives Matter. And I commented on her, video. Thank you, Jeffrey. And was like, thank you for speaking up, because Black people have been saying this forever. And and she had a huge audience. And so from then I was like, okay, I like this Gabby girl. But then she just started to get weird. And then her little spout with Jessie Smiles, who I am obsessed with Jessie Smiles, like that kind of, but that podcast was so weird. That podcast was so weird. And yeah, I was more, I mean, not that there were sides to take, but Gabby was like pushing this narrative that her and Trisha were like friends. And Trisha, at that point in time, knew how to use her words and was like, Gabby, we're not friends. And Gabby was like, well, yeah, you know, I feel like, and Trisha was like, no, like you are not my friend. And that's okay. You can be cordial to somebody, but not have to be their friend. So that whole situation was just like, it was really weird. And Trisha was good with her words then, but I don't know. And then somebody had tagged me in a post because Trisha said something along the lines, or Gabby said, oh, Trisha, don't you remember that one tweet? And Trisha was like, I don't think I ever said that. And then somebody brought up the tweet, but it wasn't even anything to be like, oh my gosh, like that's tea or that's drama. I think all she said was something about, oh, every time I see Gabby, I want to get a picture, but we never do, or something. Like, it was the dumbest tweet in the world. And I don't even, like, why did Gabby even bring that up? I don't know. Let me see. See, Lynn, I watched the whole thing. I did watch it on like 1.5, 1.75 speed because it was like 2 hours. Or was it like an hour? I don't know. It was long. And yeah. So, yeah, that whole situation was weird. And I know that they weren't saying Shane's name on purpose, but we do know that Shane was the one who told Gabby about Trisha having whatever STI or STD. And yeah, like Shane is the master manipulator. And I've never understood his whole good boy something. Like Tanisha had posted a tweet and was like, I don't understand how people fell for the good boy tweet because I don't know. Allie, I don't know if increasing the speed affects the AdSense. I don't. That's actually a really good question. It seems like it would because they're not getting that same watch time, but they are watching the whole video. So I hope it doesn't, because I know I be watching videos on 1.5, 1.75 2 times. So Justin, no, honestly, that's, especially if it's a long video. Oh, baby, we're at 2.0 because yeah. And also when people speak really slow, I tune out really easily. And so when I'm able to watch it fast, like my brain registers things faster. I think that might be an ADHD thing. Whoa, that was weird. That was weird to say. That sounded weird in my brain. So that was a Trisha thing. I just think at this point, we just need to ignore her. She just needs to get married and live her white privileged life. I think that's what that is. And about the friend and friendly thing, Thomas said that Gabby and Trisha have a different perception and views on friendship and being friendly, because Gabby kept trying to tell Trisha, like, ooh, Nora, I'm gonna come back because I have to tell you about these floating shelves. Look, those are light up Christmas trees. We're not in December anymore. But anyways, Gabby kept pushing this whole, yeah, like you, Ethan and Ela, like those are your friends, right? And Trisha was like, no, those aren't, no. And Gabby kept going, but like they're really nice. So like those are your friends, right? You guys, it was so weird and cringy. I hated it. Like she said, no, you might think they're friends, but Trisha said they're not friends, because Trisha said, when I think of friends, I think of people that I hang out with, and I don't hang out with them. Like I just work with them. It was calculated to have her on there. Okay, so these floating shelves, real quick. So I was I was checking my mailbox. So I live in a condo, and so we've got like the group mailboxes. So I was checking my mail, and there was like this box, and it was just like free, take it. And inside was just like a bunch of random things, and there were these floating shelves, and I was like, oh, those are cute. So there they are. Got them for free. I love them. Oh, and also these leaves look kind of like autumn-like. Yeah, I really need to get it together. I've got Christmas, I've got autumn, even my little what is this thing called? Um, whatever it's called, memory box. It's got a fall pattern. So yeah. And Justin, yes, Gabby does need a new outlet for her creativity because Gabby is creative. Like, I'm not going to knock her. She makes music. She's funny, but yeah. Yeah, I want to. That's a good question, Dion. I bet you Ethan would probably say that him and Trish are friends. I bet you. Thanks, Christina. Appreciate it. All right, so what else did I say I wanted to talk about? Drama channels. Okay. So have y'all been watching Luscious? Have you guys been watching Luscious? Hey, Tanisha. Girl, I was just talking about your tweet about Shane and him being perceived as the nice guy. So Luscious Massacre has been airing out a certain drama channel because that drama channel has been duping his fans. Like, it's one thing to I love Luscious too. Hello, Irene. It's one thing to put up a GoFundMe like Tessica did, Tessica Brown, which if you guys don't know how I feel about her, we stand Tessica Brown in this household. So there's that. But Tessica put up her GoFundMe and got $23,000. She put what she was going to use the funds for at $1,500. Anybody else who donated after that, that's not on Tessica. If people wanted to keep donating, that's on them. And it wasn't even a scam. It was not a scam. She's actually donating all that money. So there's that. But to purposefully go buy something and then mark it up by like 300% and sell it to put more money in your pocket, and you're deceiving your fans on purpose because they believe everything that you say, because his fans have this. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about his fans because it's not their fault. It's not their fault. But like, how rude, like, I just don't understand. How can you do that to somebody? And my favorite part, shady to house. That's exactly what it is. And the fact that the mall has the pictures up so that he can't even shop there anymore, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Like, is he not embarrassed? Because it's not giving what it was supposed to give. And how people can just support him even after that. I just don't. You know what? It is their fault, because you can choose willful blindness and ignorance. And because I don't think his demographic is like our little kids. I think they're just a bunch of hateful people. Actually, now that I think about it, I take that back. The people who watch and subscribe to him are the same people that still support Jeffree Star. So I shouldn't even be surprised, because they're not the smartest. They're not the smartest. Like their brain size might be the same size as a gnat. That's what I was going to say earlier, but you guys talked me into saying it. AR, I agree with you. He should be able to goop his fans. But at the same time, he's not doing it because he hates his fans. You know, that's just like if I were to goop Jeffree Star's fans because I don't like them. You know, like I said, okay, for instance, the girl who remember the black girl who put on the MAGA hat and was like, my parents kicked me out because I support Donald Trump. And she got so much money. She gooped Donald Trump fans, even though she was not a Donald Trump supporter. Now that I agree with. That I can get behind. However, Rich doesn't do it because he's trying to, you know what I mean? He's doing it because he's not a good person. He's doing it for himself. He doesn't care what fans that he has or any of that. Hey, curious, unapologetically curious. Hey. Yes, he's an opportunist. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are figuring out my language. Justin, Jeffree won't do a palette with Rich. Rich would totally jump on that. Like if Jeffree was like, hey, Rich, we should do a collab together, but he won't, but Jeffree won't do a collab with Rich. Like that's just what it is. Okay. Their messy demographic would eat it up. Yes. And also he, speaking of that man, he just put out he's putting out a new palette. What is it called? Cavity. Like, read the room, Jeffree. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And I feel like he's going to pull a stunt where he's going to order like 100 of them and then sell out and be like, oh, we sold out. He hasn't been able to sell out anything in over a year. Exactly, Dion. He would literally gain absolutely nothing. He wouldn't lose, but he wouldn't gain. So Bailey. Hi, you guys. My name is Cherita. Oh, welcome to my channel. There you go, Bailey. That was for you. So and then apparently there's been people that have been dragging the other drama channel, Mr. Jorts man. And I mean, I don't really pay attention to it. I've just been seeing people talk about it on Twitter, people dragging. And I think it's because now all of a sudden those people want to try to say, oh yeah, we've been calling out Jeffree and Shane. Where? Please show me where. Show me where you have called out Jeffree and Shane on their BS. Please show me where you talked about the sexual allegations against James, which were false. You talked about those, but then when Jeffree's allegations came up that were proven to be true, now all of a sudden you don't want to talk about sexual assault? Please show me. Like, I would like a video and a timestamp. That'd be fantastic. Because Cherita's been saying it for years. Black people have been saying it for years. I mean, like literally, especially you guys, that are in my chat right now, you guys know. You guys have been calling them out. That, like, for them to sit there and try to take credit for something that they didn't do, like, come on. That's and that's very frustrating. That's very, very frustrating. Because they're still getting the views, which is fine. And yes, there's a little bit of hate behind that because crickets when Cherita says something. But it is what it is. So let me see. Yes, people do see the fraudulence. But these drama channels, it's funny. It's funny seeing them scramble. And then, do you guys remember when all of them were like, we're not going to be talking about drama. Like, we've outgrown our drama. And then something happened. I don't even remember what it was. And all of a sudden, they're making videos again. I thought you guys weren't talking about drama anymore. And if they want to, that's fine. But don't say I'm not going to talk about drama and then talk about drama. Thank you, Dion, because I'm like, Lewis, go somewhere. Yes. Hey, Rebecca. I'm about to start wearing press-on nails. That's what I'm about to start doing because, number one, I would go and get like my nails done. I would get the acrylics, but they literally ruin your nails. And if you can't upkeep every like 2 weeks, then baby, cute nails wear. So I'm about to start using press-ons, but I've been taking vitamins for like biotin to help grow my nails and stuff. And then, okay, Emily. And then, yeah, so I'm going to be doing press-on nails because I miss my click-clacks. Like, I feel when I have my click-clacks, like my points just hit harder. I feel like I'm making a point. So, oh, and if you guys know any good Etsy shops, especially if they're Black owned, let me know because that's what I like to do. I like to buy Black. Oh, I'm going to show you guys my shirt of the day. I don't want to bump my, okay. So these shirts I get from Silvery T-shirt, and I order like 5 at a time, and I only order them like maybe like once-ish a year. They're not expensive. They're like maybe like $10 a shirt, and you can tell they're $10 a shirt. But this one, it says, I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. With this beautiful, beautiful queen. So yes, and these earrings, I got these from Amazon. I ordered just like I think 20 of them came in the bundle, but I really like these. Yeah, I can do a t-shirt video. I can do an earring video. Oh, and also I did start a Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm actually going to be recording a lot of content. So for the past 2 weeks, Miles has not had school on Monday. So the first Monday was, I think, like Washington's birthday, and the second was like President's Day or something like that. And when he doesn't have school on Monday, it literally throws off my entire week because I'm with him all day. Sometimes I'll be at his dad's house with him. And then Tuesday, I'm just all discombobulated, which Tuesdays and Fridays are usually my batch recording days. But he hasn't had school on Monday these past 2 Mondays, and it just threw my entire week off. But tomorrow I will be batch recording, and I'm going to be putting videos on my Patreon and also my membership, which those are the same things, same content. Okay, let me see. Carly says my friend sells bandanas. Okay, small Black owned business. Perfect. I'm going to save that for later because. Oh, and then also, like, I haven't got my hair cut in a while, so that's why I'm wearing a hat. I've got on my, my wave cap and a hat. But, I make it work. Miles, he is 9 years old. He's in the fourth grade. Yes. Yes, please give it a like. Give it a cute little like. Okay. So next topic, what else? Okay, I kind of want to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it, but it just annoys me every time I think about it. We're going to talk about Boosie and what he had to say about Lori Harvey. Now, here's the thing. Lori Harvey is a grown woman. She's 24? And she's doing what most 24-year-olds do. She's dating. Just because she is in the spotlight, people are concerned with her and her body count, which I think is weird. It's literally 2021. If you're worried about body counts in 2021, I'm gonna need you to go back to elementary school or something, because nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares about body counts. And people are so concerned with her body count. They're like, oh my God, Lori Harvey's been with, X amount of men in the past X amount of years or whatever. First of all, just because she's dating them does not mean that she is hooking up with them. And even if she is, so what? And Boosie, out of all people, he's the one. First of all, who is it? Charisma said he looks like he's got piss in his eyes all the time, which I agree with, because that was funny. And he's the one who allowed a grown woman to lick his son's pee-pee, and I'm calling it a pee-pee because he's 12, to make sure that he does not end up gay. What? That's literally assault. Like, how are you so homophobic that you go, you know what? I refuse to allow my son to be gay. So I'm going to get him started early. I'm going to hire a grown woman to give my son a blowjay. If you guys are true Cherita fans, actually no, just let me know if you know where blowjay is from. So that he doesn't end up gay. But the gag is, men have mouths too. And from what I've heard, men know how to use their mouths better than women. So, yeah. Like, I just don't, first of all, why are you so concerned with people's sexuality? That kid, he's going to be traumatized, because at that age, like, things like that shouldn't be happening. And I mean, if it does, it should be a 12-year-old and another 12-year-old trying to figure things out. I'm not saying I agree with it, but why would you do that? Why would you do that? I know, you guys, I ain't got no sense. But it's true. It is so true. Just concerned with people's, like, it has okay, so say your son is gay. So what? What does that have to do with you? You're mad what other people are going to think about your son? Seek therapy. Seek therapy. And then he wants to be like, yeah, Lori out here with this high body count and whoop, whoop, whoop. So are you mad because she's not sleeping with you? And I had posted something on Twitter, and yes, Vaughn, Boosie is in everyone's business but his own. I had posted something, and people were like, I was like, first of all, Lori would never mess with Boosie, and some, then you got the overly woke hotep Negroes that are like, I don't know why you saying people would never get with Boosie, because half of y'all baby daddies look like him. Whose baby daddy? Whose baby daddy looks like Boosie? Not mine. Not mine. And then on top of that, Lori Harvey is a bad bitch. So you already admitted that Boosie is ugly, but Lori is beautiful and has standards. Even though Michael B. Jordan, he's very, he looks very Steve Harvey-ish to me, but whatever. He's not ugly. He's not Boosie, but whatever. But Lori, and then on top of that, Boosie is trash. Trash. So Lori probably won't talk to him or date him. Like, I can't. It does, Dion. It makes him crazy. But like, Boosie is disgusting. Disgusting. And yes, just trying to humble Black women. Like, okay. What I don't understand is they want a girl to, I don't know when it's going to stop. I don't know how it's going to stop, but it's got to stop. Because for men to be like, yeah, I want a woman. Yeah, it was buffering. I don't know why. I'm just sitting on my computer. I haven't moved. Yeah, like the toxic masculinity has to stop somewhere. Just let women do what they do. You know, that's just like people are mad at Jada for the whole entanglement thing. But we know Will has been out here having sex with other women. So why are you mad at her? Just because it became public, or is it because she's a woman? Like, which one is it? Am I still buffering? Let me know if you guys can see me or hear me still, because I don't see any more comments. Okay. All right. Great. Now I see the comments. But yes, or like you said, if it was Paris Hilton, wouldn't nobody be saying anything? Nobody would be saying anything. But because it's a Black woman living her best Black life, people want to be like, oh, she needs to slow down. And then they want to talk about how, a woman's body is more precious, blah, blah, blah. And I'm also tired of like the whole like, well, you know, if a girl has sex with like 100 dudes, then she becomes more loose. But if she has sex 100 times with the same guy, then it's the same. Then she doesn't get loose. It's a muscle. Like, do people not understand how? Like, I just wish men would just say they don't understand how vaginas work. That would help. That would really help. They want it all. They want it all, but without. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. But like I said, they want a girl who's a freak in the sheets, but then they want her to be pure. Come on, like. Whatever. AR said, I was never mad at Jada for anything concerning that entanglement, but her not telling me the details. Right. Like, that's how I feel. I'm like, wait, I want to know like everything. But whatever, I guess they use whatever. That's rich people shit. Men they want to control women, and it's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. And then when you get a man who agrees with, you know, women or whatever, they're called a simp. Like, okay, can somebody try to explain to me why Russell Wilson is being labeled a simp? Because he said if he ever lost Sierra, like he wouldn't know what to do. Hey, Casey. I don't know like why that's a bad thing. Everybody's like, yeah, Russell Wilson is a simp because he said he'd be lost without the love of his life. Goofy. That's what you guys are. Goofy. Men are goofy. I don't understand. They're like, yeah, he's just out here simping for Sierra. First of all, if you even had a chance with Sierra, you would simp for her too, whatever that means. Is that like short for simple, or is that what that's supposed to mean? Because none of it makes any sense to me. Right, that's a devoted man. Yes, AR. Russell is my dream man. We will not call him anything but Bay. And they're so cute together. They're so cute together. Oh, here's another thing about how men want to control women. It's not short for simple. Okay. I don't know what it's supposed to mean, but I don't like the word. I don't agree with the word. Do you guys remember when people were like, oh my God, I can't believe Lauren London is pregnant? First of all, spoiler alert, she's not. And people were like, I can't believe Lauren London is pregnant. This, that, and the other. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, died 2 years ago. She's not cheating on him. Like, can she just go on with her life? Can she find love again? And people were mad because who was it? Clearly, I don't care about these rusty negroids. Who was the guy that was like? I mean, Nipsey wasn't even cold yet, and he was like, "I'm gonna give it a year before I hit on Lauren London or something." Do you guys remember that? And he was like, and then everybody was like, "Whoa, wait a second! Like, can she grieve first?" And then people were using that as a rebuttal. They're like, "Oh, so 2 years was enough time?" But when he said he wanted to, to hit on, first of all, why do you think that Lauren wants you? Why do you think that Lauren London even wants you? Secondly, Kodak Black, him out of all, and like crusty. That's what Kodak Black is, crusty. And he wanted to be like, oh, I'll give it a year. I don't even think it was a year. I could be wrong. He's like, I'll give it a year before I shoot my shot at Lauren London. You don't, first of all, that's literally disgusting. Secondly, how do you know she's going to be over it in a year? How do you know that she's going to be done grieving in a year? And who are you to call dibs on a woman? She's not a cookie. It's not like, oh, I got the chocolate chip one, or shotgun. Like, ooh, shotgun. That means I get to sit in the seat first. Like, she's a human. And she don't nobody want him. She does not want him. Like, I just wish people would just leave women alone. It's not like they broke up. Like, Nipsey died. That was her soulmate. And he wants to be like, yeah, I'm gonna wait about it. I'm gonna give it 6 weeks till I shoot my shot, or however long it was. Oh, like, don't they get tired of just being loud and wrong all the time? All of the time. Hey, Kimia. And so, like, I just, men, if men have anything, you guys, it is the audacity, the unmitigated gall. I don't get it. And people want to, this is why Cherita is single. I'm sorry, Lynn. Like, I'm just tired of these people. I'm tired of these men. Oh man. Okay, so what else? So that was Lori Harvey. So Lori Harvey is living her best life, and we love that. Yes, we have seen the picture of Tori's head. We have seen the picture of Tori's head looking like patchy ass Velcro. Like, and that's the other thing, like with the Megan the Stallion thing. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Um, Megan, like for people to sit there, oh, I have to go back and watch that. I don't really watch Wendy. Like I can take Wendy in doses. But with the Megan the Stallion thing, she got shot. You know what I mean? Like she got shot, period. And people are just so quick to be like, well, you guys need to prove it. She did prove it. She literally showed her feet, her bloodied feet. You don't have to believe that Tori shot her, but she was shot. And people are like, oh, well, if she was shot, then how come she could walk? She wasn't paralyzed. Her feet weren't amputated. That's how she could walk. Not all gun wounds are fatal. Not all gun wounds go through. It was a flesh wound. There's literally a video of her leaking when she got out of that car. Leaking. And people still want to be like, well, I don't believe it. I don't understand. People are just so like they've got that what is like a cynical way of thinking, and they just don't believe anything. Oh, AR, yes, that picture was real. That picture was real. And somebody said that that's why he shot Megan because she saw the top of his head and saw he didn't have no hair. Not laughing at the shooting part. I'm laughing because y'all see that video of Tory Lanez when he stood up and he was still the same size? Like I can say that because I'm little. Like the chair that I'm sitting in right now, it's not that low to the ground, but like even when I stand up, like I'm not like a tall person, but he was sitting in a chair that must have been elevated to like this. Like I know his feet were dangling, you guys. I know his feet were dangling. And he was it on the Breakfast Club? I think he was on the Breakfast Club and he was doing a freestyle or whatever. And he stood up and this man was the same size. Funniest video I've ever seen. And I will make fun of him for it because I am short. Anybody can make fun of him for it. I don't care. He's literally trash. And then people saying she needs clout. From who? Name one of his songs right now. Quick. Name one. Right. Exactly. You can't. You absolutely cannot. So he just, yeah. He needs to get one of those. Have you guys seen the like the man wigs where they like shave like around and then they, you know, and they be looking like I saw this one person. I don't know if it was like an old man or a young kid because he like had his face covered. And this man went from like a solid 56-year-old to about a 21-year-old because of that man piece. Can we start taking them swimming on the first date? You know, like, can we start saying this is why we have trust issues? Can we start doing that? Because I'm tired of men thinking that women wear makeup for them in 2021. I am so tired of it. I have a friend, Justin. He's been getting his little man thing, his little man wig for years. And actually, Dion, I saw the dread one too. So his name is Santuan, and he is actually a stunt double. He's been a stunt double for people like Kevin Hart. He's really good. I know him from the cheerleading world. Santuan he was really amazing at what he does. But he's been getting that that man weave or whatever for some years now. And I would assume it's comfortable because he's been getting it done for so long. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I just have to ask him. Yes, Justin, a scalp check at the door. Like, lift it up, baby. Lift it up. Let's see what you're working with. Like, I've just never understood, like, if women can wear wigs, I mean, obviously, I agree that men can wear wigs. Men can do whatever to make themselves, more confident or comfortable in their body or whatever, however you want to put it. I'm okay with that. However, don't be that person. Don't be that person to be like, oh yeah, women are so superficial and this, that, and the other. No, stop. Because I've seen men out here buying pectoral muscles. I've seen men doing the same thing that women do to appear more attractive. Like, I can't. Just let people live. Just let people live. That's how I feel about it. Speaking of trash men, Ted Cruz. Anybody here from Texas? I am praying for you guys. Yes, I am praying for you guys in Texas because that's no joke. I live in California and I could not fathom a snowstorm. Could not fathom. I don't even know what I would do. I have one coat. I have a lot of jackets, like a windbreaker. I have one coat. Haven't worn it in years. Why? Because it doesn't get cold. It does not get cold out here. And if it does get cold, it's in the middle of the night. And my cold is like, I'm coming. Mint chocolate chip ice cream and a cold Andes. Mm. 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 Hi, Dre. Okay. So, what I was saying is, Xylee, I've been waiting months for this. Months. So, would you like to buy it? Would you like to buy it? Okay. So, when I say it's cold in California, and I say it's cold in the middle of the night, I mean like 30 degrees. People laugh. People from the north, they'll be like, oh my God, 30 degrees is not that cold. It is to me. I've lived here for 36 years. 30 degrees is freezing. Texas, it doesn't get cold like that. It doesn't snow. So the buildings are not made to withstand that weather. It doesn't make sense to have that kind of, those kinds of buildings. And people making the jokes that were like, oh, I see why it's so cheap to live in Texas. Their buildings are made out of paper. No, they're made to withstand heat that exceeds 100 and something degrees. That's just like if there was an earthquake to happen somewhere up north or whatever, and all their buildings collapse and people in California are like, ha, 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 your building should have been built better. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. And it's sad. And then you've got Ted Cruz. What did you call him, Dion? Cancun buffoon? Yes. Yes. And you're right, Dion. The government didn't take precautions. However, I mean, and that's why he needs to get out. But the fact that he went to Cancun and then was like, oh, I just wanted to drop them off. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And people are airing him out now. And people still want to be like this one person was like, what did you expect Ted Cruz to do? Stay? Yes, and help. Like if AOC, if she can raise money and she's not even in Texas, imagine what you could do while you're in Texas. And then President Biden, everybody was like, oh, President Biden, he didn't even go to Texas. For what? To use up their resources? To use up their resources. Yep, AOC and Beto. I don't get, like, people like, oh, here's another bite. People, use your brains. Right, AB? Like, he was dropping them off at school. And then, if that didn't make people mad, I'm surprised white people ain't more mad because he left the little poodle at home. I thought for sure the poodle was going to, send these white people over. Like, I knew people were gonna be like, oh my God, not a dog, not Oodles. He left Oodles? And yes, imagine if Obama left. First of all, they were mad about his tan suit. So imagine him leaving in a state of emergency. Imagine. Left the poor pup to freeze. Poor Oodles. Now, Xylee, now I'm mad. Oh, his name was Snowflake. Oodles, Snowflake, whatever. Now I'm mad, Xylee, because I ate the mint chocolate chip to despise you. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. And now my wine isn't even gonna be good. But whatever. So intricate. So yeah. Ted Cruz just needs to go. Justin Snowflake was made for the cold. And yes, AR, he was pulling a Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Xylee, my taste buds are not normal. You should know that. See, another reason for you to hate me. I'm telling you, we are feuding, you guys. This is a feud, if you don't know. She tried to cancel me because, I like mint chocolate chip. And so look, I'm going to win this battle. I just can't believe he left his dog. I guess that's the only reason why people can say, oh, see, he was coming back. He was coming back. No, he was not going to come back. Somebody posted that video of Big Ed when he was packing his stuff, and it was like, this is Ted Cruz packing after his 1.5 hours stunt in Cancun, and he was all mad, huffing and puffing. I know for a fact that was him. I know he was pissed. Because what did he say? He was like, did he say something about regretting taking the trip or something? Like, the minute I got on the plane, I knew it was a bad idea. Yes, when you saw somebody take a picture of you, that's when you knew it was a bad idea. Not because you actually care about people. And yeah, and the government is trash for not being prepared. The government is trash for not being prepared because we've been talking about global warming for how long now? It's real. Yep. He's mad because he got caught. That's all it was. As soon as I stepped on the plane, it was a mistake. I knew it was. Shh, Ted. Shh, Ted. And yeah, I can't imagine what would have happened to little Oodles. because I saw a picture. It's not funny, but I saw a picture of a frozen possum. I don't know what this possum was trying to do, but it was on a fence and it was frozen. Frozen. Dead. Frozen. So poor little Oodles would have been the same way. Sad. Just sad. I know it was really sad. That possum was just frozen, but that's just how cold it is. It's freezing. I could not imagine. That's just like people like me. I'm not going to say I'm comfortable when it's 100 degrees, but I can handle it. There's people, up north that are like, oh my God, it's 85 degrees. It is so hot. I can't even handle it. Get over it. Is that what I should say? Oh, not the frozen birds and turtles. See, that's all I can think. That's all I think about are like just the animals that are out there, like the feral animals. Like that's, yeah. And then for people like the rolling blackouts, remember Ted Cruz didn't care about the California rolling blackouts when it was 187 degrees and we didn't have no air. He didn't care about that. Like karma, it's karma. And then there were people that were saying, oh, well, Texas is a red state, so we don't feel bad. Texas is not a red state. Like Texas is not, like it's red, but it's not. Like technically it's red, but it's not. Texas is not a red state. In the Bronx, we melt when it's over 72 degrees. Okay, but here's the difference. In New York, does that say 3 to 5 degrees or 35 degrees? In New York, you guys have humid. In California, gerrymandering, there it is. In California, we have dry heat. So we literally have like our levels of humidity are usually at like 2, 3, 4%. We have no humidity out here. And I went to New York I go to New York as often as I can. I love New York. I call New York my second home. And I went to New York one time in June and it was hot. I was sticky and then it rained and then it stopped raining and then it was hot. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I can't. Yeah, 3 to 5 degrees. Okay. Anywhere from 0 to 20 degrees, that's not really a temperature. That's more of an age, like temperatures are like, 70. Hey, Mimi from New York. Like 70, that's a temperature. 12, that's an age. And you cannot convince me otherwise. Hey, Nolani. Yeah, see, Florida with the, like when it's hot and humid, oh, no. Like, I think clothes should be optional at that point. Because, yeah. Oh, and bullying does work because I want to say Joel Osteen, excuse for a man, he finally opened up his church. But why did it take bullying to open up a church so that homeless people can survive? Like people have literally died. Literally. I've never been to Chicago, but I believe it. -15? No. That should be illegal. Hey, BSM. A nude beach in Toronto. Is it humid in Toronto? Probably, Justin. Yeah, Kentucky gets hot and humid. Ooh, yeah, I couldn't do that, Vaughn. No. 90 to 100 degree summers with 80% humidity? No. Absolutely, Dre. Joel Osteen. Now, here's the thing. Of course, his messages, even if we just take religion out of it, his messages, I used to watch him. His messages are good, but they're not like groundbreaking and like, and then he also just doesn't believe what he says either. He does not believe what he says. Joel Osteen, he's a fraud. Dion girl, me too. Me too. I used to listen to him. And now I'm just like, yeah, no. Like I can't get behind. I can't do it. That man is pure evil. And yeah, he's evil. He takes advantage of people. And I'm all about people. Oh no, you went to go see him once? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Somebody said he looks like he's wearing he looks like he's wearing a human suit. He probably is. He's probably part of Illuminati. But um I'm all for people and their religion. Like, cool, my mom is very, very religious. She's a Christian. But like, I just can't understand. I don't understand people taking other people for granted based on their religion. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, how are these pastors out here making all this money, but like their church members are homeless? Like, it doesn't make sense. Oh yes. Oh, I forgot about that man, the Kenneth Copeland, the man that tried to blow COVID away. Like, and it's sad because these people truly, truly believe in, in the Bible and all these other things, which fine. But at what point do you question it? You know what I mean? I did a video. There's this channel that I watch, and of course I'm drawing a blank. And it was conservative Christians against, not against, but like versus progressive Christians. And I can get on board with progressive Christians because they do question things that are in the Bible. And they do question things such as, homosexuality being in the Bible, which if you do your research and you understand, then you know that homosexuality was never in the Bible, not in the original Bible. There's the girl that I liked. She has a YouTube channel, God is Gray. Jubilee, thank you. Yes, Jubilee. And she has a YouTube channel, God is Gray, and I just loved everything that she had to say because it made more sense in my head. And she was talking about talking about how she believes that people have freedom to just do anything. Like, she's not one of those people who like push to not have abortions or anything like that. And she is not against homosexuality or anything like that. Because, like, let's talk about that for a second. I hate when people go, oh, homosexuality isn't normal or is it natural? Dog, like, animals do it all the time. Like, animals engage in same-sex intercourse. So what do you mean it's not natural? No, you don't see it out in the wild. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And the Bible has been rewritten. Gosh, that's a rough one. So many times. And yeah, Justin, I'm through with you. Is 5 baby mamas natural? It show ain't. Right. And people they base their hate on LGBTQ because they're saying it's in the Bible. But do you have hatred for everything else? You know what I mean? Like, they talk about the clothing, they talk about the food that you eat. There's so many things in the Bible where people are like, I just can't get behind believing or following just parts of the Bible. You know, like if you're gonna believe it, believe the whole thing and follow the whole thing. Yeah, pork is a sin. Beating your wife or girlfriend natural. It show is not. But those be the same people. Those be the same people that be in church Sunday morning after they done beat their wife or their girlfriend. Right. Like, how come they're not picketing Red Lobster? Isn't seafood or shellfish something that you're not supposed to eat per the Bible? They really do. They just need to stop cherry picking. If they stop cherry picking, then yeah. And then just mind your business. Like if you don't like the LGBTQ community, then don't be gay. If you don't like abortions, don't get one. Like, listen, AR, we ain't gonna talk about people sagging their pants. When wasn't that a mating call in prison? Sagging your pants? That was a mating call. But now, but people forget that. And now they think it's cool to sag their pants. There's literally nothing cool about it. And yes, just mind your business. Like, I didn't like Donald Trump, so I didn't vote for him. It was that simple. Oh, I need to put this ice cream away before it melts. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Ow, my legs. Ugh. Ugh. And I need to plug my computer in because it's about to die. Okay. No, I'm not throwing it away. I'm saving it for my next live so I can eat it in your face again. Let's see. Y'all. Oh, it lets you know who was the bottom and who was the top. Okay. Yeah, like the saggy pants thing. Yeah. It's that's crazy. All right, so what else? I made a list, but these things literally happened like weeks and months ago. Oh, Kiki Wyatt. Did you guys? Oh, yes, Mason. Yep. They use the Bible to be like, see, this is why we have slaves. Blah, 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 blah. Or they were like, they use the Bible to be like, see, this is why women can't vote. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. So Kim and Kanye. So apparently Kim has officially filed for divorce. Yeah. So there's that. But okay, let's talk about Miss Kiki Wyatt. All right. So Kiki Wyatt, I'm trying to get the story straight. But basically she was talking about, so this man was talking about, you know, how Black people are oppressed, this, that, and the other. And then Kiki decided to get mad and yell and scream at him to be like, biracial people are oppressed too. Blah, blah, this. But okay. All right. Now, first of all, tone it down because everybody was speaking so respectful in that conversation. In that conversation, it was like a Zoom meeting or something. It was a bunch of people talking at once, kind of like a Clubhouse thing, but with video. So yeah, like Zoom. And Kiki just went off about how Black people are oppressed, or how biracial people are oppressed more than Black people, and this, that, and the other. And I'm trying to remember because this happened a while ago. So I'm really trying to remember. AR, can you remind me? I'm trying to remember like the exact details because, and not the conversation being about chicken. Oh Lord. Did it have anything to do with KFC? Because remember KFC had that which, okay, so it was like a piece of chicken, but it was like the black but it was like the fist, and it was like we stand with you, Black History Month or whatever. Now here's the thing. That it was not photoshopped, but KFC did not tweet that. It was on an Instagram of like a KFC in like Sweden or I don't know. It wasn't in the United States, nor did they tweet it, but it was a real picture. Like KFC, and it was chicken. It was a piece of chicken, and then like the shadow, the silhouette was a fist. Yeah, like Kiki was just going off. Like she literally let her Karen show. And I mean, it was one of those things that was like, tell me your mom is white without telling me your mom is white, because that's literally what she did. And I feel like Kiki is Black when it benefits her. But Mimi, she's part Karen. Her mama's Karen. And we found that out quickly. I'm going to have to rewatch because that happened like a month ago. Again, it could have been 2 weeks. You guys know I'm terrible with time. But yeah. Does she have that? I don't know if Kiki has all them kids. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like she lets her mom. Well, I shouldn't say let, but her mom says the N-word because she's got a Black kid. Like, just throw the whole family away. Just throw the whole family away. I'm gonna have to rewatch because I want to do a more in-depth video because the whole situation was ridiculous, and how she tried to compare her being biracial to Black people, and not that biracial people are not oppressed, because, and it depends on which race you are, you're mixed with, because biracial does not always just mean Black and white. And I'm tired of that. But she's seen as a Black woman, but she's also seen as biracial. She's got privilege there. She's got privilege. Like how many, like growing up, I remember wanting Trinidad. Thank you, Dion. She, like, do you guys remember growing up and the Black kid on TV was always a light-skinned person or a biracial person? I didn't see a lot of me on TV growing up. I didn't see a lot of darker skinned people on TV unless they were being portrayed as ignorant or loud or a criminal or something. And yes, you had you had Fresh Prince, you had The Cosby Show, you had Family Matters, Sister, but they're biracial. You didn't have like wholesome Black shows like Insecure. I love Issa Rae and I love her show. Living Single was a good show, a good wholesome Black show, but 3 out of the 4 women were lighter skin. Erica Alexander, just the most beautiful woman in the world, but she was one, and then Kyle, he was the other darker skinned person. But yeah. And so she has privilege. Kiki has privilege. And yes, I did see her apology. So stupid. So stupid. So dumb. Kimia said, any advice on growing a YouTube channel? Honestly, just stay consistent. And this is me, I'm not as consistent as I should be, but consistency is key. And do YouTube for you. Do it because you want to do it, and you will grow. Yes, Moesha. But okay, Vaughn. Yes, Moesha. But Moesha was problematic in itself. And there's a video, I'm gonna have to find it, but there was a video, and it was breaking down just like all of the negative stereotypes that were on that show. And the one episode that they harped in on was the list, and it was, all the girls were, being rated at the school, and Moesha was the girl with the big butt, and it was supposed to be bad. Like, it was bad that Moesha had a big butt. And then of course Kim, she was, I think, the loud one, they said, but it's always like the bigger girl that's always just like the loud one. It's always like the loud fat Black friend. Every show had one. So the Proud family, this is what people don't know. The Gross sisters, they weren't so dark that they were blue. They were ashy. That's why they were blue, because they were ashy. It wasn't because they were so dark they were blue, which I thought. I thought that for the longest time. But there's an episode where Penny Proud says something about them being ashy, and that's why they were the color that they were. The Parkers was good, but a lot of them just pushed stereotypes that just and I'm really sad that Insecure is coming to an end as well. But I feel like that's a show that I could have used back in the day. That truly shows blackness, Black excellence, Black drama, Black everything. Insecure is such a good show, and it's because it's being written by a Black woman who has had these experiences as a Black person. And that's what a lot of the shows we watched growing up was missing, because these shows were not written by Black people. They were written for Black people, but they're not written by Black people. There always had to be some kind of token. There always had to be some kind of weird stereotype, weird negative stereotype. And that's how it was for a lot of those shows back in the 90s. Yep. And so do I. I feel so seen when I watch Insecure. And I'm so proud of Issa. I'm just like, how come God didn't make me Issa Rae? Like, I love Issa. I love Issa so, so much. Yeah, rewatching Moesha has been interesting, because I've been watching it and I'm still just kind of like, ooh, it's interesting. Some of the things that they said and did, it was weird. But that was a different time. It was a different time. But I know Insecure, that's going to be a show that, like, I watch over and over and over and over again. I really like that show. And if you guys, want to watch Blackness, that is a good show to watch. There's people who think they know a lot about Blackness because of what they've seen on TV. But like I said, it was shows like Fresh Prince and The Cosby Show and Family Matters, where, it's always like those people, those families easily could have been white. Fresh Prince easily could have been a white family. There were some episodes that talked about race, that hit on race, which, were good. But for the most part, those people could have easily just been white families. So, and especially, well, yeah, like, and even the Cosby Show, they could have been white. Now Claire Huxtable, though, because when Vanessa, when she went out with the wretched, like that was black mom energy. That was black mom energy. But again, it wasn't like that in every show. Yes, Dre, it's on HBO, you have to watch Insecure. Like, you'll love it. You're going to get mad though, because each episode is like 25 minutes. And so this season, I'm just like, because it's the last season, I'm just like begging, like, please, Issa, can you please make these episodes like an hour? Please make them an hour. True Jackson VP on Nickelodeon was black-led. I mean, that was after my time, so I didn't really watch that. Cause is that Kiki Palmer? Or did I make that up? Or Sky Jackson? I was a grown-up when True Jackson was on Disney. Raven was decent enough, but again, she was light-skinned. Yes, Dre. Okay, it was Kiki. Okay, good. You wanted to have big fun. You wanted to have big fun hanging with the wretched. That's classic. Yes, I highly suggest you guys watch Insecure. It's a great, great show. We stan Insecure and we stan Issa Rae. I just hope she does something, like, Issa's always doing it for the culture, And so I hope after this she does something else. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, Kiki Palmer was True Jackson and Sky was on Jessie. Oh, wasn't that girl that was on Jessie? She was the nanny. Hey, Peter. Old adult film star, eh? Hey, Piggy. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a deep dive on Kiki Wyatt, because that, yes. Okay, let's talk about Serena. Ooh, I love Awkward Black Girl. That's how I found Issa. Was Awkward Black Girl on YouTube, and I watched all of them. And then Insecure came out, and yeah. Yes, Debbie Ryan. That's this girl. Let's talk about Serena Williams real quick. So, as you guys know, Tom Brady won his like 7th Super Bowl ring or whatever. And a lot of people were like, Tom Brady is the greatest athlete of all time. So here's the problem that I have with the term athlete. When I hear athlete, I think of somebody who is agile, can run. Like when I look at Tom Brady, I don't see athlete. Now, is he one of the greatest quarterbacks? Absolutely. Like, literally nobody can deny that. They can't deny he's got 7 Super Bowl wins, and he did have to deflate one of them. But Tom Brady is excellent at what he does. He's smart, but he's also a Trump supporter. So how smart can he be? But it doesn't scream, he doesn't give me athlete vibes. And whenever people talk about, this athlete conversation, they always leave out Black women, specifically Serena Williams. Serena Williams is an athlete. Like, and the amount of titles that she's won and the amount of feats that she's accomplished. She won one of them little tournaments while she was pregnant, you know? And Serena's like what, 39 years old. She's had a kid. She came back. She's on her game and she lost. Now, here's the thing. I don't really follow tennis. I mean, I follow Serena, but I don't really follow tennis, so I don't be knowing the names. The Wimbledon, that's the only one I know. That's the only one I know. But she lost to Naomi, who is another queen. Can we talk about her for a second? But I'm just tired of Black women being left out. Oh, Christina, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're like, Black women are just always, they're forever left out. Simone Biles is another one. Simone Biles is so good. She's such an athlete. So there's 4 events in women's gymnastics. She had out of the 4 events, on 3 of the events, she's got skills named after her. Now, if you don't know how that works, it's a skill that nobody else has performed at an international level. So somebody could do it at nationals, like in their country, but in order for the skill to be named after you, you have to do it in an international event. So it has to be like a Worlds or something like that. Out of the 4 events, she's got 3. Well, I think she's got like 7 skills named after her, but 3 out of the 3 events. And she does skills that are so hard that they had to devalue one of her skills because people were afraid. Well, the Olympic committee or whoever, the gymnastics committee, they were afraid that people would start trying these skills so that their starting value would be higher. So they said, for safety reasons, we're going to make this skill at a lower level. So the skills are ranked from like A to I. H-I. Anyways, she does a skill where she does, off of the beam, she does 2 flips and 2 twists. Nobody's ever done that before. And they valued it 1 letter below a 1 flip or 2 flips and 1 twist. You add that extra twist, that's 2 times as hard. And Black women, like, just give her cookies. And that's why she performed that skill 1 time and was like, oh, you're not going to give me my credit? Like, it's named after her. But that she competed it that 1 time just so that skill could be named after her. She's that good. Homegirl can fall on each event and still win the entire competition, while everybody else hits perfect. She can still win. She, in the Olympics, obviously, because we haven't had the 2020 Olympics yet. But anyways, the last Olympics, the 2016 Olympics, she won gold medal for the team. She won the gold medal in all around. She won the gold medal on floor. She won the gold medal on vault. She didn't qualify for bars. Bars is her weakest event, and that's the one event that she doesn't have a skill named after her. She got bronze on beam, but it was because she fell. If she would not have fallen, she would have gotten gold medal on beam as well, but she fell and still got 3rd place, where there's people who did not fall and didn't even place. That's how good she is. And Christina, you're right. Like, Simone can throw a football, but Tom Brady, Stop, Justin. She had to give people something out of kindness. She's like, okay, I guess I won't be that greedy. But yes, Simone is, I mean, she's amazing and probably something that we won't see again in our lifetime, to be completely honest. Like, that's how good she is. Just like Usain Bolt. That man is fast for no reason. For no reason. And I don't like I don't know. I just feel like there's better people out there to have this athlete conversation than people going, yeah, Tom Brady's the greatest athlete. No, he's the greatest quarterback. Like, don't mistake the two. Like, I feel like even Michael Phelps would be in the hunt for a better athlete than Tom Brady. Maybe some of it is hate, but no, I feel like I'm making sense. I feel like I'm making sense. Tom Brady screams white American louder than Taylor Swift. He does. He really does. And then people were talking about him because so Tom Brady, like, he takes care of his body. He doesn't drink. Like, he follows a strict diet. Like, kudos to him as I sip my wine. But so when he went on his little boat, when they had their celebration, he got a little tipsy or whatever. And somebody, I don't know if they were talking about him or whatever, but somebody was like, Tom Brady, you got drunk off of a White Claw. Like, me and you are not the same. Like, Tom Brady got drunk off of one White Claw. Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. But yeah. We should, I'll probably do that one day, is also talk about just racism in sports. Simone, Serena. Do you guys remember that one caricature drawing of Serena when she got mad and like threw her racket or whatever, and they drew that caricature of her? They don't do that to white people. Like, white men are the most fragile when it comes to losing, but they don't, like, people don't draw cartoons about them. Like, white men hate to lose and they don't know how to react when they do lose. Well, men in general, but yeah. And everybody's like, well, she was being a baby and she was acting out in anger, like frustration. But for you to just use that, I can't. People are always making excuses. It was so anti-Black and so racist. But whatever. Not my business. Yes, that's exactly what it was. It was Jim Crow style cartoon. That's exactly what it was. And they're like, oh, I don't see it. Yes, you do. The umpire was making foul calls against her. Yeah. But then earlier this week, that white girl got mad. I'm just waiting for her cartoon and her fine. That's what I want. That's what I'm waiting for. And people are always like, well, two wrongs don't make a right. Keep the same energy. Or admit that it was racist. Admit that it was wrong. Justin, go ahead, please. 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 Right. Okay. And that's the other thing. They're always concerned with what she's wearing. First of all, it's not her fault that she's built the way that she is. And people always gonna be like, Serena's like a man. Well, baby, if that's a man, can you bless me to look like a man? Serena, she's manly. That's manly. That's manly. Serena Williams, manly? Are you kidding me? Because the thing is when she has a body of a literal goddess, like her arms, her ass, her leg, like that she used to always beat. And was she Russian, I think? And people would be like, people thought she was just like the finest thing ever. But if her and Serena wore the same outfit, of course it's going to look different because they're built differently. Right. That's like saying you want to Justin, I can't. That's saying you want a Lamborghini to look like a smart car. Yep, they do. They say the same thing about Michelle. Why are Black women always compared to animals? I don't get it. But the gag is, it's always white people that ain't got no lips that want to talk about Black people look like monkeys. Last time I checked, monkeys didn't have no lips. So come again. And of course they treat animals better. You guys, what's the little white girl's name that Serena used to play against? I cannot think of her name. That's like, what do they say? They're like, I can excuse racism, but I draw the line at animal cruelty. I literally know a person like that. And it pains me to say that I know her. Yes. Sharapova, that girl. Oh, she is so beautiful and elegant and blah, blah, blah. And she could never beat Serena. And when she couldn't, because she was the best. And then here comes Serena. And then they want to be like, oh, well, she was cheating. How? Do you guys remember they tried to say that because when she beat Sharapova when she was pregnant, they're saying it was because she had extra testosterone in her body or some bullshit? Like what? Anna Kournikova. I just remember the Sharapova girl. Kournikova sounds familiar, but Anna Kournikova, that sounds gymnasty to me. For a long time, she was making more money than Serena because she was getting sponsorships over her because she was a white blonde woman. Yeah. And exactly, if she was at a major disadvantage being pregnant, like you're literally growing a human. Jeffrey, I didn't mean to attack you about your no lips, but you don't call Black people monkeys. So you're fine. Let me see. Yeah. Because I know when I was, and now granted, she was only a couple weeks along, but your body starts to change right away once you get pregnant. Like right away, your body starts to change. But whatever. Oh, okay. Okay, so no, I guess it was Kournikova. Is that the one that everybody was? Okay, that makes sense. Is that the one that was like really pretty that everybody was like, oh my God, she's so gorgeous. And that's all they could talk about. And they were mad because Serena was beating her. And yes, in the beginning of your pregnancy, when I got pregnant with Miles 10 years ago, because he'll be 10 in May, I couldn't even go to school. Like I was in college and I could not get myself up to go to school in the mornings because I was drained. Like could not get up to go to school. Oh my gosh, it was the worst. I'm like, okay, I'm growing a human being. My first trimester, all I did was sleep. That's all I did. I slept. Well, whatever. Okay, Sharapova was Kournikova's protege. Okay. Well, like I said, you guys know more about tennis than I do because the only thing that I know is the Wimbledon and Serena. And, and if Serena had to lose against anybody, I'm so glad it was Naomi. I'm so glad it was her because Naomi is going to be the next Serena, you know? Right. And it is not a pageant. It really is not a pageant. Like, who cares? Like, are they good? Are they good at what they do? Because I've seen some boogaloo in the NBA, and people don't care about them. People don't care what they look like. They're just really good at their game. Whatever. It's not a pageant. Like, you don't get extra points for being pretty. And pretty is subjective. So, but we can all equally say that Serena's beautiful. Oh, and okay, last thing, because it's almost been 2 hours. A lot of people are mad at Serena for dating outside of her race. However, when Black men stayed dogging her, so she was like, fine, I'm going to find me a man who treats me right. This man just happens to be, what is he, like, Italian? It's not her fault that he treats her well. Black men were dogging her because wasn't Serena dating Common? And isn't Common like a known serial cheater? Pretty sure he is. Pretty sure Common, like, if we want to talk body counts, let's talk Common. But we ain't gonna go there. So Black men are mad that Serena married outside of her race and had a kid outside of her race. But they were not protecting her when Black men were just openly dogging her. Like, I don't. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was with him for a while. So, not like, she found somebody who wanted to marry her. I don't understand why that's such a big deal, why that's a hot topic. But whatever. People are ridiculous. Okay, Armenian. Okay, my bad. Spicy white. I knew he was spicy white. And so, because Armenians, I mean, just like any other race, you know, are like on the scale of like colors. Armenians can be brown. I have a friend who's Armenian and he's as white as it goes. Because the Kardashians are Armenian, right? But they also, never mind. Hey, Dawn, actually, I'm getting ready to, oh, that's okay. I always leave my live streams up, but I'm actually going to go ahead and hop off. It's 8:00 my time. I should probably order some dinner. I have like free guac mode from Chipotle, so I might do that. I just might do that. So I just want to thank you guys so much. I enjoy doing these lives. So thank you, AR. See, can you get out of my head? Can you get out of my head? Bully me into doing more lives. I will do more lives. Okay. Bullying does work. So I give you guys permission to bully me into doing lives on Fridays. Fridays work best for me because I don't have miles. And yeah. So thank you guys so much. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys on the tweets because I'm about to hop onto Twitter right now. So good night, you guys. Xylee, no, not you.